Welcome to Meeple Mythos. I'm Nick, and today we're exploring the legend of Unstoppable, a solo deck building and card crafting game for one, sometimes two players, designed by John D. Clair and published by Renegade Game Studios. In this game, you're going to be pitted against a world-ending menace, armed with a few allies, your own cunning, and an unstoppable fate. As always, I evaluate games across 7 different metrics on a 1 to 5 scale, then I use some of that eldritch magic to convert them into a final score out of 10. My goal is to keep things short, sweet, and straight to the point. So let's jump in. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Unstoppable is a ton of fun. It has a learning curve while you get used to drawing some of the upgrades, simultaneously making future threats stronger, while also trying to figure out how to even draw cards into your own hand. But once that clicks, the gameplay highs are incredible. There are moments where you defeat active threats, blast through the on-deck enemies, level up mid-turn, and then you still keep laying down tons of damage. And even when you lose, setting it up for another run can also feel like a really great adventure. You just don't know what's going to come next. And so for that, this is a really easy 5 out of 5. The strategy here is immense. Between your asymmetric character, the core card drafting, and those double-sided upgrade cards where one side gives you a benefit, but the other side's going to come back to bite you at some point, the puzzle is just rich. Crucially, though, losses always feel earned. You can look back at a failed run and pinpoint where you must have miscalculated, where you grabbed one extra upgrade card, where you might have grabbed the one core card that didn't quite give you what it needed. It's rarely ever a random card flip, and it's obviously never a bad dice roll. And despite the vast decision space, the drafting of only 3 cards per turn does help keep you focused instead of paralyzed as you move from turn to turn. And so for that, I'm going to give this score a 5 out of 5. The combination of heroes, the core decks, and the bosses all combine to create endless variety. While generally, yeah, your core strategy will align with some key faction traits like bargaining, conspiring, uniting, or even focusing, you aren't forced down an exact rigid path. Add in multiple difficulty tiers for the bosses, the distinct bosses, the little tiny campaign mode, and you have a solo box with just an insane amount of content. So again, I'm going to go ahead and give this a 5 out of 5. Sometimes you might find yourself going down a rabbit hole of different posts for this game, seeing that for a lot of people it might be really ultra difficult. But don't let these online posts about its difficulty intimidate you. Unstoppable is very learnable. The rulebook formatting could be slightly clearer regarding some fringe edge cases, like specifically how the taunt keyword works on top of the deck or how the fast trigger actually does work during the setup. And unsleeving cards during the teardown can be a bit tedious, but the core rules framework is clean enough that you can really leave this on the shelf for months and then pick it back up and play without really needing a huge rules refresher. So for that, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. The theme is standard sci-fi fantasy fare, rising to defeat a world-ending calamity. The campaign text adds some flavor to the game, but nothing we haven't seen before. It's solid, it's functional, landing right at an average of 3 out of 5. Renegade went all out on production here. The unique card cuts, fitted sleeves, the tokens, the player aids, they feel great. My only minor complaint is the card sizing during shuffling can also be a hindrance. Because certain boss or threat cards are slightly smaller than the standard deck cards, you can sometimes feel where they are in the stack while shuffling, and that can be, for someone like myself, kind of an annoyance. Still, it's a very impressive physical production. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Running all these metrics through our weighted scale brings Unstoppable to a massive final score of 9.2 out of 10. This game shines in a way that very few solo deck builders ever try and achieve. It's tight, it's satisfying, and it's just a combo-heavy puzzle that constantly invites you to play just one more run. So who's this for? Well, if you're a solo gamer and you're looking for maybe a fresh tactical deck builder with some clever card crafting mechanisms and comboing that plays in about an hour, this should be at the top of your wish list. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments, have you tried any other John D. Clair's card crafting system games? Until next time, keep your myths legendary. I'm Nick, and thanks for watching.